Hello guys, good afternoon. It's Wednesday afternoon. We are in beautiful city of Laguna Hills and I'm sitting with my best friend Ray. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Al.
You know, me and Ray will go back a long way and we met actually in the cigar lounge originally, and then that's how everything started. You know, they started talking about
With respect to
cigars.
the friendship. That's right.
Absolutely, yes.
Right.
Yeah. You can interrupt me, by the way, so
Okay.
it's okay. You know,
All right.
that's why we are here. So yeah, the everything started with a puff of cigar, and then me and Ray met at the cigar lounge in El Toro. Some of you guys have been there, and then one thing got to another, and we see, okay, well, there's a lot of common sense between us, and a lot of common stuff happening. He was just coming back from Arizona, I remember, and then you know, I was just having a cigar by myself, and I'm just thinking about my beautiful life and everything, and then all of a sudden, we start having a conversation.
Well, you were sitting directly across from me.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
We were opposite each other.
And then we just say, "Hi, how you doing?" And you know, things start.
I can't
from there.
remember who said hi, but it was.
Yeah, probably was me.
But
But
we kept
anyways,
looking at each other.
yeah, I know. So I think that was like about 7 years ago, if I
Right,
recall
right.
it. That was 7 years ago.
Right.
So we pretty much kind of having our 7 years of anniversary of
This is
cigar
our.
meet.
We should call it our Anna birthday, or anniversary. Another word for anniversary, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you know, we also want to talk about cigar today because this is basically focusing on, well, cigar and friendship.
I thought
is
we were
always
just
go hand
hanging
in
out,
hand.
but that's okay. We can still talk
Yeah,
about
because
cigars.
in a minute we're gonna start smoking a cigar.
Good. Good.
That's, you know, it's
Great.
about time, right? Isn't it? Oh yeah, it's almost
It's
yeah.
cigar time, and also some bourbon,
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm dying to try that out. By
Yeah.
the way, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, salute.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Tastes good.
Wow, strong. I like it strong.
Me too. Well, as a cigar, also, you know, you and I were talking about our, you know, a cigar brand, how it can start and all of that, and then, you know, I'm glad I took the initiative and did it. But you know, it took me a long time, and I did a lot of research and traveled all the world and
Right.
to taste a lot of cigar. We tried a few samples here and there and multiple.
We did.
tasting.
We tried a ton, you know, in this process. It took you a couple of years.
Yes, yes. The R&D per se, you know.
Which it must have been fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. You know,
Right.
I went to Germany to the cigar show. It was huge. I mean, everybody was there. All the cigar manufacturers from around the globe were there.
So you were on this process for like 2 years, I think.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and then,
maybe 2
and
years.
then you launched, and then I remember we got together one time on your launch. You did an official launch.
Yes, we did it back in
And-
December in Fullerton.
It was-
That's the cigar lounge in there.
Yeah, and I can't remember. You know, I'm dying to have one. So I think maybe we should talk about them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Your
So
cigars.
the cigars that I started with these two different blends and two basically different wrappers. One is a Cameroon, which was kind of medium high, and everybody loved it. The other one is for a little more for cigar starters, which is the Connecticut wrapper. But basically the good news is they're both coming from Nicaragua, which is now recently, you know, the past, I would say 10, 15 years, Nicaragua has been the main country for producing the cigar.
Right.
Obviously, everybody's talking about Cuban cigars. They're nice too. But in the other world of cigar, Nicaragua pretty much is number one, you know, because the Cuban cigar has been there forever. Actually, the original cigar started from Cuba. But after that everybody else, the other 7 countries start producing cigar, that was Nicaragua was the main home for a lot of brands. And if you see, most of the major brands are already there and already
Right.
producing there. So
Cameroon. Sounds
having
very
said
exotic.
that, yeah, speaking of Cameroon, I'm
Aha.
going to open this box and then we'll try one.
Why don't you show how the box looks like? Let's
Yeah,
let's
the
take a
box
look at that.
looks,
It's got
yeah, actually, yeah, the box looks like this. There's one over there, one over here. These are gift box that we did for the Christmas party, and we still have some left, which also available online to purchase. By the way,
Let me put my eyes on. Let me take a look at this.
And then you can take a look. This is our
Cameroon
that's
Reserve.
the Cameroon. This is the Connecticut, which is a gold label. The other one has a silver label, and they are available online. Which now we have a special price with these.
Wow.
Online, you guys can check it out at alempro.net, alempro.net, all one word, and go to the product, and then there's these guys, and there's also boxes for sale. So let's just open this one, and then you can see how we're gonna enjoy. You can take one.
Al, you are a gentleman. I've always said that about you.
Appreciate that.
And I mean that very sincerely.
Thank you. You are too. Okay. All right. I always like to smell the cigar. I don't know about you, but that's kind of habit for me. But as you can see, also the bottom of the cigar is also covered, so for more freshness. See that? Not every cigar is like this. This one is kind of special.
Oh, the foot.
The foot
of the cigar.
You can basically light it from here. You don't need to.
You don't need to peel it back.
No,
right.
no. So
nice touch.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you're gonna cut it.
It looks good.
So it looks very good.
Feels firm.
Elegant.
A little bit springy, which I think is that good. I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm assuming because it's maybe got the right kind of moisture level.
Yes.
And so
and it's aged also.
Aged.
Yes.
Premium tobacco.
Premium.
Exactly. There you go, Al.
All right. So how do you like to cut it? Because for our audience that are maybe not there's cigar smokers, there's different cut that you can do with the cigar, right?
Yeah.
There's straight cut, there's V cut, which we love, and then there's punch. So I've tried all of them, obviously. But what is your preference?
Good question. Well, the thing is, for a long time, I used to do a straight cut for I would say, several years.
Well, because we are straight, right? I mean,
using one of these. Make sure you don't stick your finger in there, Al.
Yes.
But this one's nice. It's very smooth. Then you got this one. I got this one recently. This is a lighter with a V cutter.
I love that.
And it's got a punch. And it's also got one of these nifty little stands. I guess if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you want to have a smoke, you can, it does it all. And then the other thing I love about this is it has one of these little pokers, which I guess you could use for...
Yes, when you get into the bottom of the cigar, then you can just poke it there.
You can poke it and use it for smoking.
Yep.
That's very it's... I got a lot of lighters, but I like that one. I just got that recently. But anyway, I'm going to do
something about lighters. You want to change them from time to time, but sometimes you have a lighter that you always love it. You just want to have, especially if you have some memory with it.
Right.
Anyways, we can maybe do a close up here with the cigar or not. But I'm gonna do this. But you do the V. I'm gonna do this because I want the people see this how we're gonna do this. Right?
You guys do that.
So, do we having a good close up on this? And as you can see, it's preference. You can do whatever you want, but usually people do like just a little bit. It depends on some people like it a little further, but I just do like something a little bit mild and action. That's it.
Nice. That sounded good. And you want to make sure you don't cut past that cap, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do a little score on this thing here. So I'm just going to do this.
These are so fresh. I love it.
Just a little cut like that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's your V. Okay. So, well, traditionally, everybody love matches. So you do it, but today I'm going to do actually, you can light yours with your lighter. I'm going to do it matches.
Before I light it.
Yeah.
I'm just doing the draw, checking the draw. It's what I would call an easy draw. It's pretty good. Okay, I'll light up. Should I?
Just go ahead.
Right. I can't see my flame very well, but I'm sure it's there. I can hear it.
Because of the light.
That's because we're outside, right? I like to puff and rotate as I light it.
Okay, exactly. That's what it is.
And this is not a very big gauge. In other words, it's not that thick. I wonder what the size is, Al. We should have measured. We need a tape measure next time.
Well, we have a tape measure. We can do it. It's actually in the office, but it's also we can
Gauge wise, it will fit through there very easily. Well, the cap will, not the whole thing.
I'm going to do this. I don't have the camera here open. Oh, what? Okay, I might have to repeat it because
I'm going to clean this up a little because I'm a little anal when it comes to my. It's kind of some rough edges. Al, you got a flame out. We got a flame out going on here. Look at this. Now that's what you call a flame out.
Okay, we'll leave that for a bit later after because.
Intense relaxation, Al.
Yes,
what else can I say?
You're going to say intense relaxation.
I mean, it is really good. It puts out a lot of smoke. It's got a great draw. I mean, this is really the reason why you smoke, isn't it? Really, cigars is for these reasons. You want to have a good smoke in terms of the draw, the taste. How would you describe the taste? What's your take on it?
The taste, that was the first thing I was I was always picky about it.
You must have smoked thousands of cigars.
I probably have.
Across the planet.
Yeah, I'm in a Club 1000. No.
Anytime I call you, you're always going somewhere. It's very hard to connect with this guy, you know that.
But this tastes very natural, in my opinion.
I tell you how it tastes, okay? I would say that this is a good, first of all, it's a very good daily cigar. You could smoke this every single day. You could smoke it multiple times a day. But in terms of the quality, it tastes like premium tobacco. That's how I would describe it. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
it doesn't taste cheap.
It is premium tobacco. It's not a cheap tobacco. Right. Exactly. These are like hand-picked.
After all, Cameroon does sound quite exotic. But I would say it's like a medium-bodied.
Yes, it is a medium-bodied.
Very smooth on the draw, and flavor-wise, it's just like a good medium-bodied cigar. It's hard to describe if you've never smoked cigars. You know what I mean? To someone who hasn't smoked cigars.
Yeah, true.
But it's not one of those things that leaves any aftertaste. Is what I'm trying to.
Exactly. You're comparing to a lot of cigars. Exactly. It doesn't have an aftertaste. Very smooth. It's a daily cigar. That's why you can smoke it every day.
Right.
Even multiple times. When we were launching in the December at the Cigar Lounge in Fullerton, everybody pretty much saying the same thing.
Right.
Even I had one of the famous gentlemen there, which I can't say the name here, and he was telling me that.
Was it me?
Two of them. Well, besides.
Well, no, just kidding.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
There was multiple.
Right.
And then he sent me a message. He said, thank you for the cigars, and it's your cigars.
Al, you are the funniest guy that I know, hands down.
How so?
Anyway, but no, I was there. I was there at the event. It was a great event. We had a great time. But the other thing about that was I got a lot of feedback too. I was talking to a lot of people just, in conversation, what do you think of this cigar?
Yeah.
They were like, hey, it's great.
And you know what? I wanted, so we should show some of that clip, maybe 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Now. And then we'll come back. Okay, we are back now. So we were talking about, let's talk about feeling back when you were smoking a cigar. Because for me, it's like I get some nice ideas. Like, start smoking a cigar and then I start thinking about,
You're in the zone.
freedom. Yes, I'm in the zone.
There
I
you
like
go.
that.
There you go.
So I think not a lot of people understand this because, well, A, maybe they haven't tried it. B, maybe they don't like it, or
I never asked you this. When did you start smoking cigars? Because I met you about like we said, about 6, 7 years ago.
the first time ever, it's actually in our website that I'm talking about how, the history of me and smoking a cigar. That was in 1994 when I was in Italy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was 21.
And you used to live in Italy. You lived in Italy.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what,
I lived
you
there.
never vacationed there. At that point, you were living
Yes,
there.
I was living there, and that was when I started these cigars from Toscana, which they call it Toscanello.
Oh,
That's what they call it. That's the only Italian brand that
wonderful.
have cigar there, and they're really good actually. They're still there. You can buy them online, but not in the store. I haven't seen anything in the store. A few times I bought it from the duty free when I traveled there. They're good actually. Like a smaller one, they have different sizes, but not like this big one. But
Right.
So it's that was my first time basically.
Right.
I smoked a cigar.
Right.
And I
Did you
said,
get
well,
into it immediately, or did it take a bit of time?
I actually, because I was a young age, and then my dad at some point told me, you shouldn't smoke. And I said, well, maybe you're right. Then I kind of was hesitating to continue smoking. And then it was just like a here and there kind of thing. And then when I seriously started smoking, that probably was, well, I wouldn't say seriously, but it was starting having like a once a year or something, maybe in,
Like a special occasion.
yeah, maybe 20 years ago or 15, 20, 17, 18 years ago.
Once a year, he was smoking once a year on his birthday or something like that.
Yeah,
that
it was New Year's usually, New Year's Eve, I was smoking. And then it can change it to, other occasions.
Right. Like every day.
Summer, 4th of July.
No, just kidding. No.
And then it got to like once a month kind of thing. And they said, okay, well, it's end of the month, let's just have a cigar. And then it changed to like a weekend habit.
I think it becomes a passion, really.
Yeah, so eventually, exactly. That's
like
why I started my own.
Well, the thing about it is you said that it puts you in the zone, right? I think what it is for, it's something that, when you're going to smoke a cigar, by the way, I don't know how long we've been smoking, but I think we're about maybe a half an inch in. Right? Well,
Yes,
I am. I'm probably a bit more in than you.
Mhm.
But anyway, you got to sit down and you got to stop everything you're doing and you got to smoke. And a lot of times, when you smoke, like, you're going to go to a lounge. That's like where we met.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's an opportunity for you to take a break, to sit down.
And absolutely,
and that's when you can
for
think.
me, obviously, okay, well, I found a good friend. I mean,
Absolutely.
for life
Likewise.
from these cigars. That's why I'm saying there's a lot of things that, especially guys, when they hang out and smoking cigar, they're having conversation about everything. Then that's how a lot of things started. And it's start getting to know people and learning about new things, especially in the business world. That's why that there is these networking event that you and I go a lot, and then also our networking that is actually in our website. We have some other events that are coming up, and we should.
Fantastic! I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely, and you are always invited, as you know. That's why we have these kind of things, because of this not just habit, it's just connecting.
Right.
So I think cigar
it's always
is a
fun.
connector.
It's a connector. It's a relaxer. As I like to say, extreme relaxation.
Or you ever say another one?
Depending on the cigar, intense relaxation.
Yeah.
It depends on. Well, this is actually, I'm about 3/4 of an inch in, and I can tell you this: it seems to be getting better at this particular point.
Mm-hmm. You're not the only person who's saying. Everybody was saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is something that is unique.
Right.
Not every cigar is like that.
It has changed a little bit, only from about, I would say, 3/4 of an inch.
Everybody was saying the same thing. It was starting and said, oh, this is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just those kind of thing that you just get to know it, and it just start getting better.
Well, you
I'm,
know, well, you're talking
talking
about
about
us,
cigar.
Al. We, you know, we age like. Are we aging like fine wine, Al? You
Well,
know,
I'm
I'm
reversing
not as
actually.
young as I
I'm
used to be, Al.
reversing age.
You are, Al.
Yeah,
You are a
I'm
handsome
getting
beast.
younger.
He's looking better every time I see him.
You know, I was just watching Johnny Carson show. I was just a clip that there was a guy, one of these actors, an old one that had passed away, and he was 95,
Wow.
and he was smoking cigar. And he said, "How long have you been smoking cigar?" He said,
Wow.
"Since I was 20." So imagine a 75 years old, 75 years smoking cigar. And Johnny Carson asked him, "Oh, what your doctor says?" He said, "My doctor is dead."
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been 95 smoking cigar.
I think there's got to be some kind of scientific kind of evidence that says something like, you know, it's going to help you age because it helps you to relax. It's one of those
You know,
things
as far as you know,
I think I saw a documentary on Netflix.
well,
or somewhere.
there was a serious thing in the industry that they were trying to put the picture of the crying or ugly babies on the or cancer and stuff on the box of cigars in America. In Europe and other places that you go, there are those pictures, but not in America.
Wow.
Because Rocky Patel, as you know him,
yep,
your cousin,
my cousin Rocky.
Yeah, he and a bunch of other
I say that
attorneys.
loosely, but I have met Rocky a
Well,
few times.
He,
Great guy.
he was telling us in the seminar, like if the last year, a year and a half ago, at actually a cigar lounge in El Toro, he was saying, he told us the whole story about it. And what happened was FDA said, you got to do this. And then I put an ugly picture on it, on the box. They went and sued them and contested and say, okay, there's no evidence that cigar cause cancer.
Right.
So it goes all the way to Supreme Court. It took them like 2-3 years. It took them like $7-8 million of expenses, right? And then at the end, because they asked for a lot of labs in all across the country to give us the evidence of this. Apparently, that was not enough. So the Supreme Court said there's not enough evidence to support that cigar cause cancer. Therefore, that
would make sense based on what Johnny Carson, and all these guys, and what you just mentioned. You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of people who live a long life, and they really do enjoy the moment with cigars. I mean, I think it does help you relax.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say, I saw some kind of a documentary I was watching the other day where these guys were in Cuba, and extremely old, very old guys, and they were smoking cigars every day, like chain smoking them. Not like just 2 or 3 of them. They're smoking all day long. So I think it boils down to premium aged tobacco, and it's a natural product, and there's nothing else in it. Am I right? I mean, I'm assuming there's no chemicals
you can't
like a cigarette.
The cigarette has a lot of chemicals, has a paper, has a filter, a lot of the process.
Whereas in there's none of that in this, and then on top of that, you don't inhale.
Exactly.
I hope you're not inhaling, Al.
No, I'm not. Never did. Never do.
Good. Just checking. No, and
well, that's a fact. A lot of people don't know, especially for ladies out there. They don't know that they're not supposed to inhale the cigar. The cigar is just like
it's kind of like wine tasting, right? It's like when you do wine tasting, you take a sip, you swill it around in your mouth, and you spit it out. Well, that's kind of what we're doing here. We're tasting the blend of the 3 tobaccos: your filler, your binder, and then your wrapper. Right? So, I guess we're targeting this for people who have never smoked cigars or who don't really know. Yeah, it's kind of,
we want it to be a little bit.
Not that I'm a pro, by the way, but
a little bit educational, a little bit of people see the experience and also hear about people that have been smoking for some time.
Would you recommend somebody try it?
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing. What happened with me was that when I started smoking in 2000, I think 8 or 9.
Okay.
Right. So I have a friend, and this was in Arizona. I have a friend of mine who used to like cigars, and we used to sometimes arrange to go for a drink. And he said, "Hey, we're going to go for a drink, but before we go XYZ place, we're going to stop here and have a cigar." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll come with you. I don't smoke, but I'll be happy to come with you." So this procedure, because this is what he used to do. This was, he'd like to smoke. So I'd go and hang out with him. He'd go and buy me a cigar and give it to me. I'd be like, "Hey, I don't smoke. You keep it." No, he'd cut it, he'd light it, he'd just take a puff or two, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so that's how it started for me. So initially it was like I'd take a couple of puffs and, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm done." So this was, for me, it was about a year and a half process of where this, my friend was buying cigars. After that year and a half of him explaining this stuff, like how we have different wrappers, fillers and binders, and can they be from different parts of the world as well in one
It can
cigar?
be, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So, and then I thought, you know what, there's a lot that goes into this. It's like an art form, right? And then as I started to smoke them and appreciate it more, I've really got into it at that point.
Mm.
And that it took a while because I never used to smoke anything, cigarettes or anything else for that matter. I like to have a bourbon now and again and a whiskey.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the amount of cigars that being smoking in America is like, the number is astronomical. It's over like 12 billion or something like that annually, and that's a big number.
I think I saw some statistics on that, how it's exploding around the world.
It is actually. There are places, countries that are. I was in Dubai like a few weeks ago before these crises, and there's a lot of cigar shops and cigar lounges there.
Wow.
And yeah, and then I asked these.
Sounds like Arizona.
Yeah, well, they have 100% tax on it, 100% tariff. Because I didn't know. I asked, no.
In Dubai.
In Dubai.
How much is a cigar? Like a regular, like a daily.
The store that I bought, apparently they was like this guy was direct importer, and his price was very reasonable. I bought a Hoyo, the Cuban cigar.
Hoyo do Monterrey.
Yeah, that's like a very good one.
Very sophisticated, Al.
That one, I think he charged me maybe $45, something like that.
Wow.
Or
how much would that be here in the States? Like about the same or less? Or
I mean, you
20,
can't
20 bucks?
find it because it's Cuban.
Oh, it's a Cuban, okay.
But you can buy it from the like London Heathrow, that the cigar duty free there, the cigar shop. They sell it there.
Right.
And that's probably costs you 30 to 40 pounds.
Which in dollars cigar. It would be about the same.
The same thing, exactly. Right. So that's why I'm saying that his price was reasonable. But in the lounge, because this was in the lounge, they priced up another 30, 40, 50%, whatever they can. Wow. You just add it up. But in Europe, still is more reasonable because Europe has less taxes on the tobacco comparing to U.S. and some other countries.
Of all the places I've been in the United States, Arizona is very reasonable because you've got a lot of lounges over there. They're everywhere.
Arizona has maybe less taxes because California has a big tax. So
right.
Like other states, even Atlanta is cheaper.
Hotlanta.
Hotlanta.
Yeah.
And even Florida, Miami is also more reasonable.
Wow, that's a shame, isn't it? But it's at least we're able to smoke.
But in California, I was asking the cigar lounge, say, okay, why is it too expensive here? He said, well, yeah, people need cigar and they still pay for it, although it's more expensive here, but it's still paying, people are paying.
I think it becomes like a ritual, like a weekly. Like some people, they smoke on a daily basis. Maybe 2 or 3 a day or 1 a day or whatever. Some people, like me, for example, I used to, when I was in Arizona, I used to smoke every day because, there was a lounge right next to where I used to live. And it was very convenient and they were open till 2 a.m., believe it or not, every single day, 7 days a week. But here it's more of a once a week thing where usually I'm meeting you somewhere and we have a cigar, and a cigar is a part of the festivities that we usually get into on a weekly basis.
Yeah, well, right now I'm doing at least once a day, at night. Usually I don't smoke at this time. It's just on a weekend I do, but today we're just doing this podcast.
By the way, I think this has got to classify as one of the most beautiful days of the year in Orange County.
Yeah,
very nice.
Spring now. Spring is always beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Well, I'm glad we did this today, and then we should do.
How far are you in?
I'm like almost half, not yet, but
Really?
I think you're the thing. We're almost saying maybe I'm a little bit behind.
We're
because I
neck
was
and
just
neck.
talking
We're
too
neck
much.
and neck at this point. Let's compare. We're right at. Okay, that's good. We're going at the same pace. Well, you see, you don't want to puff a cigar too often, you know, and that's one of the other things about a cigar is you're trying to keep the flame cool, right? But you're also trying to enjoy it, right? So it's not the type of thing you want to rush. It's not like having a cigarette, right? Taking a puff and then
Exactly, and that's why you're hanging out and it's smoking a cigar and having a drink or having a conversation about it's a there are these cigar bars, or they call cigar and bourbon, or cigar and bourbon, or cigar and Hennessy, or cigar and spirit, all these things. There's a purpose in it.
Right.
It was just, I think in New York, they used to go smoking a cigar after dinner, after lunch, for like a 1 hour, 2 hours, and just guys and hanging out and smoking and having a conversation. For I don't want to say if it's for the good or for the bad, but there's the percentage of ladies that smoke cigar is like about 2%.
Wow.
And it's just 98% of cigars.
I know there's demographics that are exploding.
Yeah.
Is that one of the demographics that's increasing? I hope
It is increasing, because I was checking the status. It was 20 years ago. This was 0.2%.
Mm.
And now it's
Interesting.
2%. So it statistically has on up 200%.
Well, they also like extreme relaxation, Al. Why wouldn't they? I mean, it's a
Yeah, but it seems like
fun pastime.
they like more like flavored cigars also, because I don't like flavored cigars. But it seems like ladies.
It's not my
like
bag either.
Flavored, yeah. It's just flavored cigar. I mean, it's like a flavored tobacco that you use it. It's been smoking hookah.
Right. And I think the point about a cigar is that if it's premium aged tobacco, that is the flavor. To try and stick a different flavor in there, it's kind of destroys it really. And then would it be a chemical? I don't know. Would it maybe it becomes unhealthy at that point? Who knows? But this is definitely good. I would say I'm almost 50% of the way in at this point. And I'm going to ash off.
Very smooth. You see that?
It is, Al. It's
Wow.
Kudos to you, Al. I know you worked on it for a long time, and well done. Great job.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just going to clean up my little edge here a little bit. Sometimes I get OCD, but it is very good. Al, I'm trying to think of a direct comparison to the taste of this, and I can't really, because I'll tell you the reason why. Because it's not only the taste; it's the combination of the draw, the taste, and the overall type of experience. And also, I think the other thing that makes this good is the actual ring gauge. It's not really. I think that's a key thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know what the ring. You know what? We need a chart. We're gonna have to get a chart. We're gonna have to get one of these cigar charts that has the ring gauge, the size, and
Yeah, I think I have one. And we'll
I can't remember all this stuff.
Next time. This is, I would say, I like Monte Cristo. That the Monte Cristo brand.
Yeah.
This has a little of that quality in it. I would say.
Yeah. Definitely
Because
would agree.
at the end, these are cigar leaves, so they're coming from the ground.
Right.
These are natural product, by the way. Everybody that look at this, the cigar is a natural product. It's not a man-made. It's made by nature.
Yeah.
Right.
And then man alters it.
Yeah. Well, obviously these are hand roll.
Absolutely.
There's not a machine.
Yeah.
That's why. Have you tried those machine roll?
I have.
Not the same.
It's not the same thing at all. In terms of even the feel, they don't feel the same.
Exactly.
They don't smoke the same. Just everything about them is, you can tell. But these you can tell these are very nicely made.
Yeah, there must be the touch. I think that's important. Human touch
Hmm.
in the leaf instead of machine.
And of course, you're supporting an industry that's been around for, the thing is, it's interesting, Al, because I was watching some stuff, I can't remember where, maybe on social media, where there was a clip of a video from, like, I don't know, 1920s or something like that, or 30s, not 100% sure. But there was people in there smoking cigars. I'm like, wow, cigars have been around for so long.
So you watched these. I mean, Titanic was.
And these were gentlemen. These were
1911. I know.
these were sophisticated people.
When in Titanic movie they were saying, okay, well, we are going with the guys. They're going, after lunch. They're going to have cigar and cognac. So that's like 1900, like 1911.
Right.
And then even we go back to 1800. There is, it has been, by the time the Colombo came to America, Columbus, was it 1500, 15 something? And my history is very sharp right now. But they basically discovered it.
And to think, we're smoking something that was developed way back when, and in essence, it hasn't changed at all. It's the same exact product that was being smoked back then, in terms of, the type of leaf, blah, 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 the way it's constructed, the manufacturing methods. I'm assuming they haven't changed at all really very much, because they're handmade. And I think it's a good connector to go back to those times.
We should go to one of these tours that they have in different countries. Nicaragua has one. I mean, Cuba has now. I think the situation in Cuba is not very.
That would be so fun.
Friendly, but in other countries,
would it be intense relaxation?
It would be, yeah.
Then I'm all in.
They have actually there's a 1 week tour that you can go, and then they take you to all these manufacturings, and all the expenses are, it's a package deal basically. So, the hotel, the food, and the cigar and the drink.
What a thing! What a wonderful thing to do. That would be fantastic.
Rocky Patel has one of those.
That's got to be like a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Right. Next message is to Rocky. Rocky, when's the next?
Message him and say where's the message exactly.
I'm looking for my phone here, but I don't know where it is. But that would be a good thing. I know I've been to quite a few Rocky's events. He does very high end events. Great dinners, great cigars. Normally there's 3 cigars in the evening. You smoke one with a drink before we go to the restaurant. Then you're at the restaurant, and then we're smoking it before dinner, and then we go back and have a drink, and then we have one after dinner. And I've been to a couple of these events like that in Arizona. Great, but I know he does them all over the world, pretty much. I know he has a lot of his own lounges all over.
Now you can see his cigars everywhere. Even in Dubai, I saw his cigar.
Mm-hmm.
He has been around for a while, in 2 decades, I think.
I think he's one of the biggest guys in the business now.
He works with a lot of big guys. But there are a few partners as well. Excuse me. Let me take a sip of this.
Yes, it is very good.
Yeah. So, anyhow. Anywho. And then, we can talk about cigar all day, all night, and it won't finish. But I don't want to.
Of course, we'll be here forever.
So next time, I think we do something. We will have a special guest. Some of our probably
absolutely
actors or actresses, or we have actually one of our actors. He is also from Cuba.
Oh,
he doesn't smoke too much, but we just did a podcast with him. His name is Jason. So maybe next time we might have him, or we have other models and actresses that also interested. Some of them, and not too many. Like I said,
would they be interested in cigars, Al?
Well, it's like I said, there's a lot of actors they do.
I mean, if it means it hanging around with us, I'm sure they would be.
Absolutely, the Al Pacino,
there you go.
Sylvester Stallone, they all smoke cigars.
I answered my own question.
Okay.
Well, it would be a pleasure to hang out with some of these people and learn about their escapades in acting and so forth and so on, and it would be wonderful.
Okay.
And that's an art form in itself. You know, it's a wonderful thing. By the way, you're a great performer. I don't know if there's so many things that nobody knows about you, Al. You know what? One of these days we're gonna have a show on you, and I'll be interviewing you. How about that?
That would be great.
And then you'll be my guest, but on your show, and I'm interviewing you. That would be the thing. You know, he's a great singer.
I haven't done that.
And a musician and everything. You know, I could go on and on and on, but you know.
No, I think these podcasts are great, and then we want to see, try to educate people. People learn something out of this. Now today was cigar.
Or we can just hang out and have some fun.
Why not?
Leave the educational aspect to one side.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. But you can do the educating. I mean, it's just fun to smoke.
It was fun. I think we might have
down here.
We might have one more commercial before we end it up. So we'll give it a few seconds and then we'll come back. Hello, guys. For a limited time, One Stop Talents Agency is conducting free podcasts in LA area. If you're a model, actor, or singer, go online at One Stop Talents in Instagram and sign up. See you there. Thank you. So as you see, my cigar actually, the ash is standing by. I was thrown out, but it's not. I can keep it. It's going to go longer.
I didn't know we were competing out. Had I known that, I would have left I'll be sitting here like this at this point. Next time we do this, we're going to compete.
Yeah.
Who has the longest ash competition? Okay. It'll be the length of mine versus the length of yours. Okay. And I'm talking about the ash, Al. Don't get any funny ideas. But anyway, I'm getting towards my wrapper. I'm almost touching my wrapper, which I'm going to puff it down a bit more. It's interesting because, this is the Al Empro Cameroon, as you describe it, which is very good. And the interesting thing about it is you've smoked so many cigars. You've been smoking for a long time. You smoked thousands of them.
Yeah.
Right. And in that process, and you've had tons of Cuban ones too.
Yes.
The one that you mentioned earlier, which was like $40, $50. And I would say, I wouldn't say it's a direct comparison, but what I'm saying is this is very good in relationship to where a lot of times with cigars, as you know, the taste of the cigar has got nothing to do with the price.
True.
Is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So I've sometimes had a Cuban, or someone's told me it's a Cuban at some of these places, and I've paid for it, as more as I normally would, but I wasn't that impressed with it. Has that ever happened to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes they say they are not real, so there could be something that people say it's Cuban, but it's maybe not. But also some people say it's fake. Some of the time there's like fake Cuban cigars.
Yeah.
So it's hard to tell because
it's hard to tell.
There's a high demand and people just trying to make money off of it. Sometimes
right.
It's like you.
But I mean, if we go to like the lounges that we know, that we don't perceive them to be someone who would be lying to us.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. So this is the kind of cigar which it would be. It's a great cigar to have on a daily basis. I mean, and you could buy boxes of them at a time. That's the thing, which I love.
Yeah. And, that's
how many come in a box?
So we have these boxes of 7. There's a limited edition, so we don't have so many of these. There's still some available. But we have a box of 20, which comes in a wooden box or not, you can choose, but the box of 20 now, we have it at a discounted price. I believe it's $350. I think we are selling a box of 20 or maybe less. I have to check the website. So,
does it make a difference how it's packaged, like if it's in the box or if it isn't in the box?
Well, there is a charge for this box. Yeah. If it's we don't sell it bulk, but it's like there is a box. I think
that's a good way to do it, because if people just want the cigar, they enjoy the cigar. I mean, you don't have to pay for a box, right? Even though the box looks good.
Yeah. So that's why we have these special edition. We had it actually for the Valentine, and then we had it for the St. Patrick. We did, I think, 20% off or something, like a big discount, which was, compared to what you're getting, was very a good deal. Yeah, you want to open?
I'm right. I'm going to open. The reason why I pointed that out, Al. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
is because the thing is, the taste had changed a little bit, and Not for the worst. I'm just saying it has gotten slightly more, pronounced,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still a good taste. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say that is because sometimes you have these cigars, right, Al, where they get down to about the end and they're unsmokable essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's it for me. Is I got to let this heat
What
up a little
happened?
bit. I got to let
I
it
think
heat
maybe,
up.
yeah, maybe just attached to this
Son of a!
position.
I just ashed myself. Sorry about
Because it's
that.
supposed to be really open really easily. I'm just, like that. Yeah. I opened this one a little early, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Maybe it got heat a little bit.
it's got to get heated a bit more.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point I was trying to make is it's kind of getting towards the end, but it still tastes good. And some of them you're about 1 to 2 inches down from the end,
Uh-huh.
and they get very harsh at that point.
You want to
But
open
this
it from the other side? Maybe you just rip it if it's not opening.
let me do that
Because
because
you can't smoke that. I mean,
I'll have to kind of do it here because I can't.
all right.
I'm trying to avoid ashing myself again.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Super.
You can smoke it till the end. I mean, some cigars that you don't want to let go because they're so good. And
I
it
think-
actually get better when you get to the end.
That's what we did when we were at your launch party.
Mm-hmm.
We did smoke these all the way down, didn't we?
Yes, yes.
And,
And everybody was doing the same. Yeah.
Right. I tore my wrapper a little bit, but it kind of shows you how delicate the wrappers are. They're
Mhm.
very thin, aren't they? Very thin wrapper leaf, isn't it, Al?
They
are on every cigar. I'm just saying.
Well, these are very special. They've been handpicking aged cigars, so that's why it tastes good and smooth and everything. Um, so we will having another events before the summer, and then also in the summer we'll have one bigger event.
Great, are we? When?
Yeah.
Tell me
Yes.
more. I'll be there.
Yes,
We
you're
were gonna-
invited. So we have to postpone our April 9 event, but we will have another one probably in May or in June. We were participating in a small event, but it's like a very close event. And then I think I send you the info on that one or
Possibly.
June 13th. Yeah, I will
You know
send
how
again.
sometimes I'm a bit delayed response
Mhm.
type of an individual. Sorry, I'm not trying to do that on purpose, but these things happen. But I will be there, Al,
Okay.
as I always do. I hope you know.
Yes,
I back you
of
up on
course. Thank
all of
you
this
very
stuff.
much. Thanks for your support.
My pleasure. I mean that very sincerely. Okay.
All right. Well, I think we are.
This is what happens when I've had
Yeah.
a couple of drinks. I get a bit more animated. So,
Yeah.
the bourbon was good.
I like it.
It's very good, as you can see.
Yeah, you
And
will
there's
finish
not a lot of bourbons that I will drink neat
it. Mhm.
and then enjoy. But some of them are good. They're not harsh, kind of like a cigar, I guess.
Mhm.
They're smooth. And I was at another event recently where we did a bourbon tasting, and I was very impressed by that.
Mm.
And maybe next time we can.
Where was it? Here in OC?
It was in OC. It was in at Bottega.
Oh, okay.
Angelina.
Yeah.
Made
Yes.
some great new friends.
I couldn't make it to that night. Yes,
I did
remember.
inform you of that one.
Yes.
And a lot of times there's multiple events, and you can't go to all of them. But it was a great evening,
Mhm.
and we had some great bourbon that day. That was it was a very. One of them was a honey bourbon, which I'm not really a big fan of honey bourbons, but they had like 4 of them, and that's the one I kept going back to. It was just so smooth.
Wow.
Like sometimes you have a tequila, and it's a smooth tequila, like
Mhm.
a añejo. It was kind of like that, but it had a little flavor in it. Next time we'll do the thing where you get a little brush and brush it, your cigar.
Yes.
We'll do that, Al.
Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. All right. Okay.
Or we'll do the old dipping maneuver. But we'll do those. We'll try those as well, and we'll comment on those. That would be fun.
Well, this was great. I really enjoyed, having this conversation. And it's just kind of showing to the audience that how this can work. It's smoking a cigar and we touched a little bit on the history and how we started and all of that. And then, next time we talk more about events and also, fun stuff, and we'll be in touch on the Hollywood, basically. We talk about cigar and Hollywood.
I think that would be great, wouldn't it? I mean,
That's
the
going to be our
thing is,
next episode.
Al, you know how to put a real fun event on. Let me just say that. And if you combine it with your Hollywood crowd,
Yeah,
I mean, that would be even more fun. I mean,
absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic.
We'll put that together. Thank you so much, everyone. This was great, and we will see you soon.